You guys, I was just gonna open it and you guys were gonna be like that.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. You guys don't have to be so serious. Like no, like no one watches these. It's just so you can have something to like.
Don't watch what?
No one watches these. It's just so like I have something to write about.
Oh, okay. See, there you go. So you're not putting this up in the big screen in your classroom?
No one watches them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, it's just.
God, I put on mascara.
No, it's totally fine. Okay, read. If you guys could say your name and what you do again.
Okay. My name's Jill Martinez, and I own a bed and breakfast.
My name's Joel Martinez, and I'm the general manager of Icicle Brewing Company.
Okay, and then so we're gonna do the timeline of your lives, and I'm gonna ask you about your childhood, and you guys can both answer separately and kind of talk about how yours compares to one another. So, what was the household like growing up for you guys?
Was the household
your
life?
Yeah, your household life, your family.
My household life. I went from early age. You're saying through adolescence, through before I left the house.
Yeah, exactly.
We were a pretty tight family. I think we did a lot of things together, traveled together, spent quite a bit of time together. We were quite different though in the fact that from a sporting standpoint, I did a lot of different things than my family. So, but as I got older into my teenage years, I definitely probably spent a bit of less time at home with my family than I did kind of when I was before a teenager. But overall, we were a tight family and did a lot of things together, and yeah, I thought it was good.
Okay, I don't know what to say. Our household, what our household was like?
Yeah.
How we grew up?
Yeah.
Okay. I grew up with 2 older brothers, so I was the youngest in my family. We moved a lot. I moved 14 times growing up, so I didn't have one home base or one town that I would refer to as home. But my family is really, really close. I'm very close with my brothers. We were always hanging out and playing outside, and most of the neighborhoods we lived in were the kind where you could play outside till the street lights turned on, that kind of thing. All the neighborhood kids playing together. And my dad traveled, so he was gone during the week, every week, and sometimes for 2 weeks or a month at a time, and then would come home, and we always had to do lots of chores on the weekends.
Was he gone for that long?
Uh-huh.
For a month?
Yeah, he would be gone for long spells, yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know if I ever actually...
Yeah, he would, move places. He moved to Minnesota once, he moved to Cape Cod once, and worked for different businesses, and so he would come
He would
home.
move there and stay, and then come
come home and visit, yeah.
I don't know if I knew he was gone for that long.
Yeah, so, but I would say my household growing up was loud and rambunctious and a lot of fun. We always had a lot of fun together.
Where did you move back and forth from? Was it the same places?
We lost you.
Can't hear you. Where did you move back and forth from?
So from Michigan to California, California back to Michigan, Michigan back to California, California to New Hampshire, and then New Hampshire back to California. And it was all because of my dad's work. So, yeah.
And just for the sake of the video, where were you guys each born?
I was born in Saginaw, Michigan.
And I was born in San Jose, California.
What were your friends like growing up in your elementary and high school age, through then? What did you do with your friends?
What's that?
What did you do with your friends for hobbies and stuff?
Oh. It was probably different for me than Dad because I moved so much, so I was always having to make new friends.
Mm-hmm.
But so I mostly hung out with my brothers. But again, like we always played in the neighborhood. You know, we rode our bikes and we would play like epic games of Ghosts in the Graveyard. Like all the kids in the neighborhood would play together. And yeah, we'd roller skate and ride bikes and build forts and make up games. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, for me, I actually had, my friends were pretty consistent throughout my like middle school to high school years. Actually still talk to a few of my friends like that I went to school with, like Nathan Weltmer, I went to like preschool with, and I literally still talk to him. Not a ton, but I still talk to him.
What about when you were little though, that you didn't really have anyone to play with?
No, actually it's true. Where we lived, we didn't have a lot of neighbors, and we lived kind of far out, so I didn't have a lot of people to play with. So I actually literally we played outside a lot by myself, and it sounds weird, but at that time it wasn't. You know? I hiked around and climbed into caves and would go all over the place, and my neighbors had horses, so I would go over and take care of their horses and ride horses when I was in middle school or younger. And then as I got older, it was played a lot of golf with my friends. We skied a lot, and paintball was a big deal for us when we were high schoolers, early high school, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. So yeah, backpacked, spent a lot of time outside. Skied, obviously, a ton.
Yeah. Do you guys have a specific memory from elementary to middle school age that you remember as a favorite?
A favorite memory?
Yeah, if you can think about it.
When you're playing with your friends, or just
anything
general?
from that age.
I do remember I found this cave that was close to my not close, a mile or two from my house, and I used to go in there and cook by myself. I thought it was super cool to hike to this cave, and I'd go cook hot dogs and stuff, something. It's true. I do remember that quite a bit. It was pretty awesome. I thought it was rad. My mom wasn't too excited when I brought her pot pans back, and they were all charred from being on a campfire. But I thought it was cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I know.
What do you like?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was adolescence to middle school.
What about you, Mom?
That's really hard for me. A favorite memory?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there any more to the question that would help me narrow it down? I don't know.
Or just a favorite.
Well, another one I guess I would say is that for me, maybe this helps, but we used to go on these when I played a lot of golf, I'd go on these tournaments with our pro from the golf course.
Elementary school to middle school.
Yeah, it was middle school. I was doing that, and we used to travel. We'd go do these pro junior tournaments, and so I'd go play golf with him at these crazy cool golf courses. That was pretty fun. That was 8th grade.
Or a favorite trip with your family, that crazy trip to Hawaii or something.
You cut out.
Or that, just a favorite trip with your family, or something. Just a memory you really remember.
But the problem is with my family, we have this tendency when we do stuff crazy, not that great of things happen to us. When we went to Hawaii,
I was just saying that's what I talked about.
Right? My brother had to have his appendix out. Both my brothers and my dad had to be rescued by the lifeguard for getting pulled out into the ocean. Our hotel room got robbed. And then I remember we went on this big camping trip with my swim team to Santa Cruz, and my dad built this huge bonfire, and he accidentally put poison oak in the bonfire, and so everyone at the campground got poison oak systemically, and their heads all swelled up. So every story I have with my family, something really not that great happened. We just always had But it made everything really funny.
Yeah. It seems like it.
So good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Swollen heads from poisonous oak.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me still?
Yeah, you stall out every once in a while.
Oh,
Just the
okay.
connection's low.
Did your families influence you guys getting into the outdoors?
You're frozen.
Am I still
Say
frozen?
it again.
Did your families influence you guys getting into the outdoors?
Yes, absolutely. My dad ski patrolled on the weekends just so that we could afford to ski. And so my parents would drive hours and hours and hours just so that we could ski every weekend. And, my dad just always, everything we did was always, we couldn't really afford to go on real vacations. And so he would take us camping and things like that. And we would go hiking but skiing was the big thing. Or we'd go canoeing. That was another thing that we would always do. And I loved it in high school, even if I wasn't the most well-behaved high school student. But even if I was in trouble with my family, my dad would always take me skiing. He would, and it was like his peace offering, and like we would, no matter what was going on, we could go skiing. Where are you going? Oh, it's fixing things. We would go. He'd even let me skip school, and we'd go ski together and have a great time. And it just kind of always mellowed things out. And yeah.
Where did he ski patrol?
He ski patrolled at Boyne Mountain, Michigan.
Will you say it one more time? It glitched.
What's that?
It glitched. Will you say it one more time?
Boyne Mountain, Michigan.
Okay.
Boyne.
And then what about you, Dad? Unless you had more.
What's that?
I said, what about you, Dad, unless you had more, Mom?
Yeah, I'm actually, let's make sure it's let me see if we're glitching on our end. Maybe if I close a bunch of stuff down, it'll help stop that. Hold on one second. Let's see if that helps on our end, because it was stalling out a bunch. It's kind of weird to say now, but no, my parents didn't have any influence on me in the outdoors. Actually, my good friend's dad, Jerry Nystrom, was the one that really got me into skiing. He was the first one to take me skiing. He was the first one to take me golfing. Kind of the two things that I really enjoyed the most when I was a kid. And he was really he was one that turned me on to both. Mm-hmm. So yeah, my parents didn't really influence my outdoor pursuits.
Will you tell the story of how you asked for skis for Christmas?
That's the worst. It makes me sad.
Which one? The one where
you asked for skis.
Cross country skis, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so that was, how old was I? I was 11, I think.
Because you got that calculator.
Yeah, I got a Mr. Wizard. And a trip to Disneyland, but yeah, so I started skiing when I was I think I was 8 the first time I went skiing, and so I got a couple years of skiing, and I asked for skis, and yeah, my parents got me cross-country skis instead of downhill skis, and I was not super stoked.
But you played it that's the cutest thing, is that you were nice about it.
I was, yeah. I mean, I definitely was and I remember it was actually at one of those Christmases, because I got a little Mr. Wizard, which was super cool at the time, and a trip to Disneyland as well, and I played it off, and it was funny because I remembered trying the skis, and I actually remember trying to ski off rocks and stuff on them to up in Pinecrest, because that's where they took me to go use them afterwards to go, and I climbed up on rocks and tried to jump off them on the skis, and it didn't really work. So I had those skis.
You probably thrashed them.
I'm sure I did. I had those skis for a while actually, but yeah, those were and then they actually a couple years, maybe it was the next year or the year after, they actually